Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today we'll be doing an airport update of this fictional model airport that's sort of based on Adelaide. Now last night Adelaide was hit with a bit of a storm, late last night, and yeah, so here's an update dedicated to that storm, and that storm didn't actually cause that much damage, it just rolled over, but if it did cause that much damage, this is what the airport would be looking like. So, anyways, on with the video. So, if I move down here, we have an ANA A380, which is backtracking down the runway, getting ready to turn around, and it will take off from the runway, and this will be heading out to Tokyo. Yeah. And this is just about to head out now. If we look all the way down there, sorry for the shakiness, it's pretty desolate. Has all the international flights diverted, basically. Or just didn't take off, and they're somewhere else at the airport. Spiders work so quickly. I can see there's a spider web already on the jet at the back. So we are going to skip past the domestic/regional, and we're going to head straight over to the international. Now you can see there is a Qantas 737-800, and that has replaced a Qantas A330, which was about to take off and head out to Perth. But because there was a lot of cancellations because people didn't want to go anymore because of the risk of a storm, they cancelled and there wasn't many passengers, so they changed it to a 737 because it takes a long time to repair an A330. And at the very back we have a Tupolev 154, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, it's a Russian tri-jet, and this has it's kept on going, well, it's diverted here actually, and instead of diverting to one of the bigger airports, well, instead of going to the airports that were about to be hit with the storm, it decided to circle around until the storm was gone, and then land here, and when the storms pass over places like Melbourne and Sydney, it will then take off and go there. And for the passengers' sake, they didn't want to choose the regional / domestic terminal, or just sit in the stand, so they have basically the whole international terminal to themselves, other than the few people who decided to go on that Qantas flight. Now, zooming back out and heading across, we have Royal Flying Doctors. Now, this is something that you haven't seen before, but we have a Royal Flying Doctors PC-12 lining up for a short takeoff halfway down the runway. This has come from the sort of heavy industrial area of the airport used for cargo, obviously the medical flight, and maintenance. Looking further there, we have we have a Sports Star, I think. Not actually sure what that is, actually. It's a bit too small to tell, and it's not on the radar right now because it's turned off. So, maybe a Sports Star or some kind of light aircraft. Looks like it's in for maintenance because its horizontal stabilizer has come off during the storm. People have made conspiracies over whether that could be the aircraft from the damaged control tower that is no longer present, or if they evacuated before the storm came, since they are quite mobile and they have their own aircraft. Anyway, onto this, we have a Pilatus PC-12 of Royal Flying Doctors, which is also going off for a medical flight. We're not exactly sure where these two are going, but we believe that they are heading from the base, which is here, to more regional airports that have just been hit by this storm, such as Port Lincoln and a lot of other little tiny towns that were absolutely ravaged by this storm. Now, moving on here, we actually have a bit of an interesting arrival into the more industrial section. Just taxiing past the stands and the maintenance is a Fokker 70, which has been hired by a construction company that builds sheds, and they've built it out north. And the people here have actually just pushed back from the it's not really taxiing past then. They've just pushed back from one of the stands, and these are the last workers being removed from the work site, and they're going to be flown back out to their respective homes, or their respective airport, which would be somewhere up north, like Alice Springs or something, where these big industrial companies that build sheds based at. Now over here, even though this isn't American, American Airlines and Malaysian Airlines have very similar logos. So I'm going to be using this as a Malaysian cargo A330, even though it's a 787. So this Malaysian cargo A330 is here to deliver off the supplies. Just a cargo one, and it's coming from Kuala Lumpur. And over here we have a 747-800 by Boeing, and this is here to help out with production of the renovation of the control tower now that it's been damaged. So moving away from here, we then venture on to the GAT, or the General Aviation Terminal. We only have one aircraft here, and that is a 737-900 of Boeing, and this is just a private jet which has arrived in here to help establish the new Royal Flying Doctors Base. Now, moving on to airport news before we conclude this today's airport update. Well, there we go. Control tower damaged during a violent storm that comes over airport. Many flights have been delayed, diverted, and now are scrambling to leave. All to themselves are these small aircraft that have an entire terminal because of the storms. Royal Flying Doctors establishes a new base here in Adelaide. Fictional Adelaide, that is. Last flight leaves the site of the new production of the new cargo terminal and processing area. Otherwise a desolate airport, there is a lot of action at this airport today. Even though there isn't many aircraft, it is still a magnificent day in the history of this airport, seeing a lot of new arrivals to the airport, such as the cargo and the Royal Flying Doctors, which are now making their base feel at home since it's been here for a few weeks now. Anyways, this will be concluding this airport update, and I'll see you guys next time.